Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video in programming the finite element method in or using MATLAB. Now this is a part of a bigger video series talking about the finite element method, which I'll be linking on the top right. And if you stumbled upon this video by pure chance and you're wondering how we even got here, then there is another video series that gives you all those videos in chronological order. Take a look at that if you want to see for yourself. Now what are we going to do in this video? Well, we ended the last video by defining our supports and programming it. So now we are able to define a support. Of course, here it's not the best way of defining the support because the controller is not taking care of this process. Now we continue our efforts by delegating the entire defining process instead of the user of defining taking care of everything. The user needs to have shortcuts to define supports. So this is done by the controller, or you need to add the support to the str node. So with that being said, and without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Alright, now to continue our video, I'm going to continue by going to the str controller here and starting to deal with things. Let me collapse the string here. This is the reporting system. We need to have the ability to define supports. So, first of all, I need a storage system for those. So STRSupport is going to store all the supports I have. Now here in the function, I'm going to add me a function that defines a support for the user, support. Now here, I will give the user the chance, first of all, to define a fully fledged support giving all the stiffnesses, and I will also allow the user to just quickly define a fixed support. So let's start with the easier ones, defining a fully fledged support. So here I will say add STRSupport, just generally. Now here, of course, I need to pass in the object as an object-oriented programming. And now I will allow the user to apply or add some stuff. So now he is not going to give me the name and everything. So KUX, KUY, KUZ, the stiffnesses, KRX, KRY, and KRZ. A reminder that I'm going to model a support as a bunch of springs, and a fixed support is going to be a spring with large stiffness, and a free support is going to be a spring with small stiffness. Okay, now here, I need to take care of the ID generation myself. And if I want to take care of the ID generation myself, I need first of all to keep track of the IDs. So STRSupport ID. This is something I've done before, similar to the node online. Check out those videos if you want to know exactly what we're doing here. But here I'm keeping track of the STRSupport ID, which starts at 0 and will increment every time you're defining a new support. So now I need to increment the support ID, meaning object.STRSupport ID is going to equal itself plus 1. So support ID plus 1. Remember that the plus notation doesn't work like in different programming languages. Now here, the ID is going to be object.STRSupport ID after the modification, and then I'm going to ask the constructor to give me a support and pass it back to the caller, because the caller wants to add a support, so I need to give him the support back after defining it. So STRSupport, that is the constructor of the support, and it wants the ID, and it wants the name, and it wants everything that the user has already given to me. So because he's doing it manually, the user is supposed to give me all the springs. In the end, I need the controller to store that. So how to store that? I would say the STRSupports list is going to equal its old self. Wait, that's not how I access it. Object.STRSupports, this is the list, is going to equal its own self in addition, comma, to the new support. So this is how I increase the support number by 1. This might not be the best MATLAB scheme to do it, but I will keep it because it's functional. Now I'm not going to do code optimization just yet. Maybe later I will think about improvements to the code. Now this should be able to define a support for the user using the controller, and will keep track of the ID and basically keep track of anything that is related to that thing. Now in the reporting system, I need to report those supports. So how do I do that? Well, I'll copy this. This is the line reporting system, and I will paste it, and I will tell him that this is going to be the supports reporting system. See, when you program in a good way, it becomes very easy to expand your software because you have a certain system you are following. Now, you might ask, okay, how do you know how to program in such a way? This just comes with experience. I told you before that I have 16 years of experience in programming. I knew programming way before I knew engineering, so it's like second nature to me now. So okay, I'm gonna go through all the values of the supports. This is STRSupport. A reminder that this starts at 1 in MATLAB, not at 0. Target support is gonna be fished out of the STRSupport, and now I'm gonna ask it to report itself. Okay, so now I think the controller has a good grasp of what the support is. So now I'm gonna put this to the test. So this is no longer needed, and instead of me defining the support myself like this, I'm going to let the controller do it for me. So I'll ask the controller to add an STRSupport. Of course, here when I ask the controller to add an STRSupport, this will give you an error, by the way. If you run, we show you. You have an error here as expected, because the signature of this method is not like this. Let me show you. There's an error here. If you go to add support, let's just collapse this. If you go to your add support function, let's collapse everything that we don't need. Give me a sec. Yeah, if you go to add support here, you can see that it's only the name and stuff. There is no ID to be passed in. I'm passing an ID here. That's not the case because the ID generation system has been automated. And notice I'm not asking the support one to talk about itself because its reporting system now is included in the controller, so there is no need to have a own reporting system. I'll F5 and look what happens. Now, first of all, because I'm kind of annoyed that this window pops out every single time, I will comment this out. I will comment this out for now and maybe comment it back in if I feel the need be. So now what happens? What happens is in the reporting system, it reports the nodes, it reports the lines, and it reports the supports. Fantastic. So everything seems to be fine. Now that's not enough because I'm not expecting the user of this to know exactly what my definitions are for a pin versus fixed support. So I need the controller to give him some shortcuts. So here in the controller, I'm going to define me a new function that will give him a support that adds an STRSupport fixed, something ready. So here the user has only to give me the name of the support and I will deal with everything else. How do I deal with everything else? That's not really hard. Okay, first of all, let me copy the ID. And now I need to define my support. If I write KU rigid, will it see it? It doesn't see it, so it's kurtosis. The problem is, I could just write values here, but those are called in programming magic numbers. I don't want them because, look, let me show you what I mean. I could basically do this very simply here and just add this. I'm copying. See, I copied the entire thing. And here by hand, say for a fixed support, 1E15 everywhere. I could do this, and this would do the job or the trick, but there is a problem. Since I wrote the numbers here, if I change the numbers there, it will break. Because if I change the numbers there, it will not change the numbers here. So it's kind of annoying how I'm doing it. I need a better way. It's not a constant property. Wait. Can we make it a constant property? Let's try that. So let's do that. Properties, constant, and end. And let's copy those 4 things and paste them here. Why is there an error? Is it because capital small? Really? Capital C? Okay, fine. Now I defined a constant value. Let's see if I can access it from everywhere. Yes, I can. Great. So I can go to the controller and just access the constant. I can call STRSupport dot KU rigid. I think this should work. Let me just push the enter key here. Let's push the enter key upon everyone to make it readable. This is just readability. Okay, so let's copy this. This is for X, for Y, and for Z. And now for RX, and for RY, and for RZ. Of course, here, this ends the definition. Will this work? I have no idea. Only one way to find out. So let's find out. Here, I will say support2 equals the controller.add STRSupport, this time fixed. And here he only wants the name, right? So let's give him the name, fixed. And see what happens. Now I should see 2 supports. F5. Yeah, it works. Wait, why do I see this? I thought I commented it out. Oh, I see this because in the constructor here in the viewer, it opens a figure. So let's kill the constructor too. Let's F5 again. Oh, wait, sorry. Let's F5 again. Yeah, everything is fine. It defines the supports exactly as it's supposed to be. Now, if I put a breakpoint and run and just hover over this one, I can see the properties are correctly defined. Okay, fantastic. Now let's close that. Let's continue our job. So this is the STRSupport fixed, a quick function that helps the user define a fixed support. So let's make another support that defines a pin support. So let me copy this entire thing and paste it here. And now here in the STRSupport fixed, I'm going to use STRSupport pinned here. So it's going to be a pin support. A pin support stops movement but allows rotation. So this is going to be free for the pin support, right? It should be free. Then I'm going to define me a ruler. So let me copy that, paste it here, and then define an STRSupport ruler. Now I'm going to assume it rolls on a horizontal surface, meaning that it will allow movement in the X, it will allow movement in the Y, but it doesn't allow movement in the Z, because in my assumption, the X and Y are horizontal and the Z is vertical. Okay, so let's test this out. Let's add a pin support, a ruler support, and a fixed support. So this is support 3 and support 4. This here will be a pinned 2 because there's pinned 1. And here I will ask him to give me a pinned support. So see how fast this is in comparison to that. Okay, and here I will want to make a ruler. So let's define a ruler and call this a ruler as a name, and see if it works or not. F5. So let's take a look. I have pinned 1, which stops movement but allows rotation. I have fixed, which stops everything. I have pinned 2, which is the same code. And I have ruler, which stops only the movement in X, in Z. Well, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want to do. I think this is fantastic. All right, so I think we've done a good job here. The controller now is able to define supports in a shortcutty way, which is kind of nice. I think I should give them a region. You could go here and write like this. Does it work? No. Double thing. And say here, support definition region. And just put here space. And now you can, I think you can collapse the region. You can't. Strange. I thought it's collapsible. It's different. Now this is similar to #region in C#, but that's different in MATLAB. Okay, so here, I will give it another region and say here, reporting. And I think this is enough. There are 2 regions here that will be defined later. So yeah, I think we're doing great. Now, of course, as per usual, the source code is available to my dear channel members. And of course, you, dear viewers, you could just write the source code along with me. I'm not hiding anything. And you can just follow me along and write your own code. So yeah, that's everything I wanted to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed. And in the end, I want to give a improved support sized shout out to my dear channel members in the contributor level and the helper level whose names are going to be shown on the screen. I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart, as their support of the channel is priceless to me and enables me to provide you with videos hopefully on time and with a certain quality I try to achieve, and for that I am forever thankful. In the end, I hope that you enjoyed the video and you found it beneficial. If you have enjoyed the video, then please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and so on. Especially subscribing, because it helps increase the reach of my channel. As per usual, this is the Civil Engineering Essentials channel, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.